Have you ever been driving home at night confident and calm when suddenly the headlights from an oncoming car seem to explode into a blinding starburst that leaves you disoriented for a few terrifying seconds? Or perhaps, right, you have been trying to enjoy a favorite television show in the evening, but you find yourself constantly rubbing your eyes because the screen looks fuzzy, surrounded by those frustrating, hazy halos that just won't go away. It is a frightening feeling, isn't it? You might find yourself wondering, is my vision failing me? Is this the beginning of the end for my independence? Many of us start avoiding night driving altogether or giving up on reading our favorite books because the strain is just too much. We are often told that these symptoms, the glare, the halos, the profound eye fatigue, are just a normal part of aging, something we simply have to accept as the calendar pages turn. But what if that wasn't the whole truth? What if I told you that the severity of these issues isn't just about how many birthdays you have celebrated, but about a specific biological defense system in your eyes that may be running on empty? What if the solution wasn't just a stronger prescription, but a specific evening routine that feeds your eyes exactly what they are starving for? In this video, we are going to walk through a comprehensive science-backed night routine designed specifically for those of us over 60. We are going to uncover the specific foods that act like internal sunglasses for your retina, the hydration habits that plump up your eye tissue while you sleep, and the simple physical adjustments that can drastically reduce that gritty, tired feeling. We are looking at a way to restore your confidence, sharpen your night vision, and help you reclaim the freedom to go where you want, when you want. You do not have to settle for a world that is slowly dimming or blurring around the edges. Before we dive into these life-changing strategies, if you care about staying healthy, mobile, and independent well into your golden years, consider subscribing to our channel and turning on notifications. We are dedicated to sharing the kind of senior health tips that standard checkups often overlook. And let me ask you something personal. I'm always fascinated by how far our community reaches. Are you watching from the United States, the UK, Canada, Australia, or somewhere else entirely? Drop a comment below with where you are watching from. It is truly heartening to see us all coming together to take charge of our health. Now let's begin with the foundation of your evening routine, and this starts right at the dinner table. You might be surprised to learn that the glare and halos you see at night are often directly linked to the density of a specific pigment in the back of your eye. Think of your retina as a camera film. Over decades of exposure to sunlight and blue light, the protective layer over that film creates what we call macular pigment. When this pigment is dense and thick, it acts literally like a pair of internal sunglasses, filtering out scattered light before it can dazzle you. When that pigment thins out as we age, light scatters everywhere inside the eye, creating those blinding glares. So the first step in our night routine is to introduce a pigment powerhouse into your evening meal. We need to focus on two specific nutrients, lutein and zeaxanthin. These are carotenoids that your body cannot make on its own. You have to eat them. But here's the catch that most people miss. These nutrients are fat soluble. If you just munch on a raw carrot or have a dry salad, your body might not absorb enough to make a difference in your vision. For your dinner, I want you to start incorporating cooked spinach kale or Swiss chard. But do not just steam them. Saute them in a high quality, healthy fat like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. The heat breaks down the cell walls of the greens, releasing the nutrients, and the oil acts as a carrier vehicle that transports those precious pigments directly to your eyes. Imagine those nutrients as tiny workers repairing the shield at the back of your eye. A study has shown that seniors who consistently get these nutrients can improve their glare recovery time significantly. That means when that car hits you with high beams, your eyes reset faster. So tonight, instead of a heavy carb-loaded side dish, try a cup of spinach sautéed in olive oil. It is a small change on your plate, but a massive upgrade for your night vision. Moving on to the next crucial part of your evening, let's talk about the dessert trap. I know we all love a little something sweet after dinner. Maybe it is a piece of cake, a cookie, or even just a bowl of sweet fruit. But did you know that blood sugar spikes in the evening can directly affect the clarity of your lens? When your blood sugar shoots up, it can cause the lens of your eye to swell and change shape slightly. This fluctuation is a major cause of variable vision and blurriness that seems to come and go. Furthermore, chronic high sugar contributes to a process called glycation. Think of glycation like slow caramelization inside your body. It makes proteins stiff and inflexible. Your eye lens needs to be flexible to focus. When it becomes stiff and clouded with sugar byproducts, you get more halos around light. So for our routine, we are going to swap that high sugar dessert for a handful of nuts, specifically walnuts or almonds or perhaps a few pumpkin seeds. Why not? Because they are rich in vitamin E and omega-3 fatty acids. Let's focus on the omega-3s for a moment. This is simple science, but it is powerful. Your eye is covered by a tear film. This film has 3 layers, and the top layer is oil. This oil prevents your tears from evaporating. As we get older, the glands that produce this oil can get clogs, leading to dry spots on the eye. Think of a windshield that is dirty and dry. When light hits it, the light scatters everywhere right. That is glare. When the windshield is wet and smooth, you see clearly. Omega-3s help improve the quality of that oil layer, keeping your windshield smooth. So by snacking on walnuts instead of a cookie, you are effectively polishing the lens of your eye from the inside out, stabilizing your blood sugar and reducing inflammation all at once. It is a triple win. Now, as we transition from the dinner table to the living room, let's address a habit that is almost universal, yet secretly damaging your recovery from eye fatigue. We sit down to watch the news or a movie, and often we do it in a dark room with a bright TV, or we sit scrolling on our phones. This contrast, a bright screen in a dark room, forces your pupils to work overtime, constantly adjusting. But more importantly, the blue light emitted from these devices suppresses melatonin, the sleep hormone. You might be thinking, what does sleep hormone have to do with my eye glare? Well, your eyes need deep restorative sleep to clear out cellular waste. If you are not sleeping deeply, your eyes are not cleaning themselves out. Metabolic waste builds up, leading to foggy vision the next day. So here is the actionable step for your routine. About 2 hours before bed, I want you to enable the night mode or warm light setting on your phone or tablet if you must use them. Even better, try to avoid screens entirely for that last hour. But here is a proactive step you can take while you are relaxing. It is called the blink and squeeze exercise. When we stare at screens, our blink rate drops by huge percentages. We stop washing our eyes. The oil hardens. Tonight, while you are listening to a podcast or music, take 5 minutes to do this. Close your eyes gently, pause, then squeeze them shut tightly. Not so hard that it hurts, but firm enough to feel the muscles working, and then open. Repeat this 10 times. This pumping action helps express the oils from your eyelid glands, naturally lubricating your eyes before sleep. It is like manually hitting the wash button on your windshield wipers. If you are finding these tips useful so far, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps spread the word to other seniors who might be struggling in silence with their vision. And if you haven't yet, do subscribe for more little-known health insights. We are just getting started on this list, and the next few points are absolute game changers for physical eye comfort. Now let's move to the bathroom for your pre-bed hygiene routine. This is where we introduce a tool that is arguably the most effective weapon against morning eye fatigue and grit. It is the warm compress. As we mentioned, those oil glands in your eyelids often get blocked with age. It is a condition called meibomian gland dysfunctions, and it is a leading cause of dry eye, which leads to glare. The oil turns into a toothpaste-like consistency and gets stuck. Here is what I want you to do. While you are washing your face, take a clean washcloth and run it under water that is warm to the touch. Warm, not scalding hot. Wring it out and place it over your closed eyelids for about 2 to 3 minutes. The heat melts that hardened oil, turning it back into a liquid so it can flow and coat your eye. It feels incredibly soothing, like a spa treatment for your tired eyes. After the compress, gently massage your eyelids near the lashes. This completes the process of clearing the glands. Many people who start doing this nightly report that within a week their vision is sharper and that gritty sand in the eyes feeling disappears. It is such a simple thing, costing absolutely nothing, but the relief it brings is profound. Imagine waking up without needing to immediately reach for eye drops. That is the goal here. Let's talk about hydrations, but not just drinking water. It is about what you drink before bed. We often avoid drinking late at night because we do not want to wake up for bathroom trips. I completely understand that. However, slight dehydration overnight causes the vitreous humor, the gel-like substance inside your eyeball, to shrink slightly and pull on the retina, which can cause flashes and increase floaters. To balance this, I recommend sipping a small cup of herbal tea that supports circulation. Bilberry tea or even a mild green tea, if you are not sensitive to caffeine, can be fantastic. Bilberry has been used for centuries. Legend has it that pilots in World War II used it to improve night vision. While the stories might be exaggerated, the science shows that the anthocyanins in bilberries improve microcirculation. Your eyes have some of the tiniest blood vessels in your body. They need good flow to bring oxygen and remove waste. A small warm cup of bilberry tea helps keep those vessels open and healthy without overloading your bladder like a giant glass of water would. Now, this next point is one that almost no one talks about yet. It is critical for those of us concerned about long-term eye pressure and glaucoma risk. It is your sleeping position. Believe it or not, gravity plays a role in eye health. If you sleep face down into the pillow, you can actually increase the intraocular pressure in your eyes. For someone with sensitive optic nerves or glaucoma, this is a nightly stressor you do not need. Furthermore, smashing your face into a cotton pillowcase can cause physical irritations to the delicate skin around the eyes and the eye itself if the pillow is dusty. I suggest trying to sleep on your back or your side. If you can elevate your head slightly with an extra pillow, this helps with fluid drainage, preventing those puffy bags under your eyes in the morning, which are essentially fluid retention. It also ensures that the pressure inside your eye stays stable throughout the night. If you can manage it, switching to a silk or satin pillowcase is also a wonderful luxury that reduces friction and keeps the skin around your eyes from being tugged and pulled. Let's go a little deeper into the why of all this because I want you to understand the power you hold. Your eyes are not just cameras, they are living, regenerating organs. They have a microbiome just like your gut. They have an immune system. When we constantly bombard them with sugar, blue light, and dryness, we are disarming their defenses. But when we feed them antioxidants like lutein, lubricate them with omega-3s, and physical stimulation and rest them in total darkness, we are reactivating those defenses. Speaking of darkness, let's talk about your bedroom environment. Even a tiny amount of light in the room from a street lamp outside or a digital alarm clock can penetrate your eyelids. This prevents your eyes from fully relaxing. Your photoreceptors are still firing and trying to detect that light. It is like leaving your car engine idling all night. Eventually, it runs out of gas. For your routine, I want you to make your room pitch black. Invest in blackout curtains if you can. If that is too expensive or difficult to install, a simple, comfortable sleep mask is a miracle worker. But be careful, make sure the mask is contoured so it does not press against your eyelids. You want a mask that cups over the eyes, leaving space for your lashes to flutter during REM sleep without touching fabric. This total darkness allows the retina to regenerate the photosensitive pigments it burned through during the day. It is the recharge cycle. If you interrupt it with light, you start the next day with a battery that is only 60% full. That leads to faster fatigue and more glare sensitivity by the time evening rolls around again. I want to pause here for a second because I know this might feel like a lot of steps. You might be thinking, do I really have to do all of this every single night? It sounds exhausting. And I want to reassure you, you do not have to be perfect. You do not have to overhaul your entire life tonight. The beauty of these changes is that they are cumulative. Maybe tonight you just start with a warm compress. That alone is a victory. Maybe next week you add the spinach to your dinner. It might feel a bit unsettling to learn that things like your favorite dessert or your sleeping position might have been contributing to your vision struggles. That is a normal reaction. But remember, knowledge is power. Now that you know, you can make simple changes to protect your health. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Even cutting down that daily sweet treat can spare your lenses from that sugar stiffening effect. Imagine walking down your hallway at night and noticing you don't need to squint as much. Imagine driving to your grandchild's school play in the evening without that knot of anxiety in your stomach. That is the difference these small tweaks can make over time. Let's add one more vital component to this routine, and this one is for the mind as much as the eyes. Stress. When we are stressed, our pupils dilate and our eyes strain to take in more information. It is a survival mechanism, but chronic stress keeps the eyes in a state of high alert. Before you close your eyes to sleep, I want you to practice a technique called palming. Rub your hands together vigorously until they feel hot. Then cup your palms over your closed eyes without pressing on the eyeballs. Let the heel of your hand rest on your cheekbone and your fingers on your forehead. Visualize the color black. Breathe deeply. The heat from your hands relaxes the muscles around the eyes, and the total darkness soothes the optic nerve. Do this for just 60 seconds before you drift off. It signals to your brain that the day is over, there's nothing left to see, nothing left to watch out for. It is time to rest. So let's recap this routine to make it crystal clear. We are talking about a flow that looks like this first: a dinner rich in cooked leafy greens and healthy fats to rebuild your internal sunglasses. Second, swapping high sugar desserts for nuts, rich in omega-3s to polish the lens and lubricate the eye. Third, dimming the lights and avoiding screens 2 hours before bed to protect your melatonin. Fourth, doing the blink and squeeze exercise to activate your oil glands. Fifth, using a warm compress during your hygiene routine to melt blockages. Sixth, sipping a circulation boosting tea like Bilberry. 7, sleeping in a pitch black room, ideally on your back or side to allow for full regeneration. Sounds like a list, but once you start, it becomes a rhythm. It becomes a time of day you look forward to, a time where you are actively caring for yourself. As we come to the end of our journey today, I want to leave you with a thought. Your eyes are your window to the world. They are how you see the faces of the people you love, how you read the words that inspire you, how you navigate the beauty of nature. Protecting them is not vanity. It is preserving your connection to life itself. I know getting older is hard. The aches, the fear of losing mobility, the frustration when our bodies don't quite do what they used to, it can be scary and discouraging. But you are not alone in this, and it is not too late to turn things around. Every small step you take, every better food you choose, every good habit you build is strengthening your vision and your future freedom. One meal, one warm compress, one night of good sleep at a time. You are taking charge of your health. You are telling your body that you are worth the effort. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these tips surprised you the most? Do you have any personal experiences with these foods or habits, good or bad? Maybe you have tried the warm compress before and have a tip on how to make it easier. Share your story or any questions in the comments below. I read every single one and we all learn from each other. Your experience might be the exact encouragement someone else needs to read today. And if this video helped you or opened your eyes even a little, pun intended, please hit the like button. It means a lot to me personally, and it helps the algorithm show this video to other seniors who need this information. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on important health insights that could improve your life. We have plenty more science-backed tips for thriving in your golden years, and I don't want you to miss a single one. If you are still with me and determined to prioritize your vision type A, 1 in the comments to affirm it. And if you are skeptical or have doubts, you can type 0. I appreciate all feedback. Your voice matters here. Stay strong, stay healthy, and remember your independence is worth fighting for, and clearer vision is just a few habits away. Keep taking those small steps for your health. They add up to giant strides in your freedom.